Nicholville, New York. Population 541. Blink and you'll miss it. A few streets, a cluster of houses with a volunteer fire station and a post office. A gas station on the edge of town. There are plenty of places like it in the North Country. There are definitely some pros to living in this area. We feel the closeness of the rural community here. Generations have grown up, attended these schools together, married, raised families, often in the same house or as neighbors. With the Adirondacks right next door and the St. Lawrence Seaway in our backyard, it's easy to enjoy 4 distinct seasons. Okay, so we enjoy at least 2 or 3 of those seasons. The other season or 2, less enjoyable. Oh, another bonus? The average commute to work is 20 minutes, and pretty much guaranteed to be traffic-free, if you don't count the deer and the turkeys. These photos show just a few of the houses on Nicholville's main street. A mobile home with a questionable addition, older houses that show hints of past charm, probably were lovely family homes when those big maples were little. Now they look worn and uncared for. Sagging porches, peeling paint, overhanging branches. These aren't just cosmetic details. They're signs of a bigger underlying issue. As the local economy changed over the decades, small business has lost their footing. The unkempt houses are one sign. Another is the empty old storefronts, repurposed or left vacant as businesses failed and occupants left. So what's the main underlying problem here? Which is not just a socio-economic statistic. 18.9% of St. Lawrence County residents, my county, live below the national poverty level. This is compared to the U.S. statistics of 11.4% overall. To follow this trend further, 27% of children live in poverty, compared to 18% U.S. overall. Why is this important in a conversation about health? Statistics show that children who are part of a low-income demographic are at higher risk for poor health, with higher morbidity and mortality. This is looking at health upstream. Children in poverty is a current and a future health risk. Another troubling health statistic, which needs no explanation. 22% of adult county residents are smokers, almost twice the state average. Sadly, it's hardly surprising, but it certainly can only exacerbate the ongoing storm of health issues. That leads us to another telling statistic. St. Lawrence County had more than 25% more preventable hospital stays than the state average. This points towards a tendency to use the ED or urgent care in place of primary care, and towards a lack of access to good, regular outpatient care. My interviews with a local proprietor whose business sells locally sourced fruits and vegetables was an eye-opener. We started out talking about the need for more local businesses to accept SNAP and EBT benefits, and ended up talking about the culture of pre-made food and ignorance of basic seasonal eating and cooking, which makes unhealthy eating such a hard habit to break. We agreed it needed a multi-generational approach. Another conversation with a woman who's raised her family here over the last 30 years backed up many of the issues I already knew about in our local health system. Primary care schedules that never have an opening, providers who are not always well informed on new medications or treatments, team members who will not push for cutting-edge diagnostics or cannot fathom unusual cases. I asked her about the common practice of self-diagnosing with WebMD and the trouble that causes in exam rooms. I've done it myself. I was an RN, she said. I sat in the exam room while doctors discreetly Googled symptoms in front of me themselves. The approach must be multi-generational, thinking upstream, in order to have downstream results. Healthy children are more likely to grow up into healthy adults who make healthy choices. They can attend school, hold a good job, be successful, change the trend. Education is paramount and applicable to everyone. Getting funding to people is often complicated. Teaching them how to make the best use of the means they already have is more doable. Good choices must be presented, made accessible, and reinforced. Public health nursing can focus on these programs at the community level, reaching out at schools, food pantries, and other local gatherings to develop personal relationships which can have lasting influence.